Rosende.
Okay, guys, being on the first and most obvious question, Save Shadowhunters is a global phenomenon officially. How do you all feel to have that level of international support for this series and its hopeful future?
It's incredible.
It is incredible.
It's living the dream.
Yeah.
I never knew there was so many people that coming into it. I knew it was huge, right? But to see such support from the fan base is like so honoring. You know, I feel so humbled. And I mean, there was like 18 to 20 million tweets.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I think it was a lot.
It's like
more.
22
more than
million
that?
tweets or
Yeah.
something.
That's insane.
I think that they always like surprise us more. Like we think that they're amazing and great, and then they do just so much more. And it just shows how like much they care about the stories and they care about the characters and. And blessed, to be a working actor and to have that kind of support
It really-
behind us.
It really is.
Because not everyone is so lucky.
We're very
No.
fortunate.
And,
We were fortunate just from the get-go just to get a show that already had a fan base to begin with, which almost never happens. And, they allowed it to be carried so far. And to see, I was in Seoul, Korea in August, and I saw the poster that they bought, the billboard. I mean, it's giant
so
Save
cool.
Shadowhunters.
I mean, a billboard in Times Square, a billboard in Korea,
Buses in London.
Buses in London, Toronto.
San Diego Comic
The
Con.
plane over
Oh, the
Oh,
trolley.
the planes.
Yeah.
The London bus.
Yeah. And this is the thing, in the way the world is right now, people are so divided, but to have a story that's ultimately about love and acceptance and unity, and to have all of these people all over the world come together and form friendships and form this community, it's really an amazing thing to see.
And it speaks to the world that we created with them. This whole theme of love and support. It's really cool.
Yeah, and to remind them that this unifying thing that they've found isn't going anywhere. Whether the show continues or not, or if it's us or another form of the show, it has showed us that people can come together and can influence for the positive, and it's
And we're even speaking like not just about the show, but just in general with like voting and stuff like that. It just shows how powerful the new generations are going to be.
Absolutely.
And it's and for a TV show and obviously a story that they really care about. But so let's and it's cool to remind. If we can do this for a show, think of what we can do for other things.
Speaking with voting, I think one of the things you learn as you mature and grow into, one day I'll grow up and become an adult, and when that happens, you kind of learn to own your voice. You find it, you discover it, and the fact that through our show, this fandom, this group, a lot of these younger fans and fans in general have found their voices and are starting to understand that they have a power in that, a power for both positive or negative, but there is a tremendous power, and I think that's a very good lesson to learn.
And doing it so respectfully.
Yes.
Not being aggressive about it. Aggressive in a good way. And I think we should always learn that. Whatever we're going to fight for, let's do it responsibly and respectively.
Well, they're using their passion for a positive force, and that's ultimately what it is. It's about choosing the kind of world that we want to live in, and that's that's what they're doing.
Hi. A question for Jade, but to open it generally to the floor. You have a passion project, hypothetically, with infinite time, infinite money, and nobody to tell you no. What, huge, impossible, ridiculous thing would you make or star in?
Cool. I kind of already feel that way, to be honest. I feel like we have access to this infinity, and the more we connect to it, the more possibility happens. I mean, all the people that we see thriving and creating empires and all that, they've had that mentality, which allowed them to continuously get more and more. I mean, there's so much I want to do. I want to continue this connection with the fans, and I want to make music, and I want to create films, and so Alberto as well, and all of us, we have so many ideas, and it's kind of like right now there's endless possibility for us, so it's really exciting, and kind of like dabbling in everything right now. So
You said you're a musician.
yeah,
Yes, he is.
Awesome.
and working on some music right now.
I've heard some of it. It's fantastic. It's
amazing.
fantastic.
I'm super.
When he finally
super
drops
excited.
it's gonna be lit.
I'm very stoked. But and it's cool because we do these conferences and these conventions all over the world, and I'm thinking about how to kind of morph it into a more interactive way where it's not just, hey, come meet us and take pictures with us, but come be involved, because so many of them are incredible artists, and I want to create some sort of art conventions where we come together to create a communal like project, whether it's, I don't know, a giant mural or something, but I want it to be interactive.
Where it's all about the art, not the
Where it's
Right.
not just like, hey, I'm on a stage and look at me. It's more like, hey, I want to create with you, and what can we do together, and what can we impact?
What are we
And-
saying? Kind of.
Yeah, and can we raise money or something to create an impact with art, through art,
Which
because
back
of
to
art?
the Save Shadowhunters campaign, they've done that. The Trevor Project, how much did they raise?
Over
20,000.
30,000.
Yeah, wow.
$30,000 to, and then I'm sorry, I am tremendously proud to say that I was part of a show that the fandom felt the need, felt all this, to do these incredible things. I mean, it speaks to all of you. It speaks to our writers. It speaks to them. It's just it's overwhelmingly beautiful.
Yeah, well, we've seen it too with the fandom. It's always been one of supporting each other as well as supporting the show. We've all seen so many artists and so many writers and these people that have their own passion projects that have, through the show, gained their own kind of recognition and their own spotlight, in a sense.
I've done a couple of things already that I'm super proud about. Not just Shadowhunters, but Monkey. I've been, as a kid, I've been wanting to do a lot of like Jackie Chan kind of comedy stunt scenes, and I've fulfilled that with Monkey.
And he's
And
great
then
You killed it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so much. I paid him to say that.
It's going to be twice as much now because there's more people, but we'll talk about it.
I can't keep paying you, man. But with Shadowhunters, it's like to be a part of a family is really important. And as soon as it's really great. As soon as I step foot onto set, my first day was the read-through.
Remember that.
And Alberto came up to me straight away and was like, "Oh, dude, we're playing best friends on the show. Let's be best friends in real life." It's like, "Are you kidding me?"
I remember like, what are you doing right now? And and I'm a very spontaneous planned person. Like, what are you doing right now? Let's go. And Shadow's like, I might have to do a thing. I was like, it's cool. Let's hang out. And then I think we went and got food.
Yeah.
And then just hung out like the rest of the night.
Best day of my
Yeah.
life. Yeah. So like I said, passion project, that was definitely one of them. And to be a part of the family, it's all a part of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so excited to see where everybody goes in the future, because
Yes.
it's really just the
Yeah.
beginning, and already it's incredible. So I love these guys like forever. So it's going to be incredible to see it grow and grow and grow, and be like, oh my God, we did that show together back in the day, and now you're a mega superstar. You have 2 Oscars.
You're already a mega superstar.
That's true, yeah.
Do you guys have any future projects that you want to speak about? Anything you can share?
God, do
I mean,
Oh yeah, yes, please.
Well, I've just started working on Arrow now, which has been a real gift. It's sort of eerie because that set is also coming off a show where it's been such a family, going on to a show where they are such a family, but they're all strangers at this point. And getting to know everyone. They've been so welcoming and so wonderful, but it's everything that I learned during Shadowhunters and everything that family brought me, I'm taking with me on this job, and I'm eternally grateful to everyone that was involved in Shadowhunters for that.
I don't know. I've a video game I'm part of. I did motion capture for, it's called Starlink Battle for Atlas. It's out on all platforms. Came out last week, and for the Nintendo Switch, Star Fox was added to the story, and as a kid I grew up with that, and I'm so excited. I got to shoot scenes with Star Fox and Falco and everybody, and it's just like kind of surreal, and I'm so excited to do more of these conventions for that game, because I'm sure it'll turn around. But it is just like, just the cutscenes is just like this film that we've shot all together, and I love the cast, and it's just a dream really. As a kid, I'm kind of like, whoa, I can't believe I'm doing this. But so that's an exciting thing to talk about. Anybody else that hasn't told me anything that you want to tell me now? No? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Kat. We all know about the duct tape prank that Don pulled on you.
Yes.
And like the one where you slipped over when you were walking around the club scene.
Oh yes.
Are there any any stories like that you want to share that would take with you moving forward?
Oh, there's so many. Oh goodness. How do I pick one? I honestly, there's so many instances where I slipped and tripped or was pranked or
Run into a pole.
Fell
Fell over a half pole.
Oh, no. That was...
I'm just just
That was
spitballing.
another situation. One of my that also happened. Why did somebody happen during the second episode of the show? We were out in the rain shooting under this bridge, and I was in the same shoes that I slept in the club in.
yes.
Do you remember this?
Maybe it was those shoes.
It was those shoes. I never wore those shoes
So
again.
high.
Yeah, they were way too high. I didn't know what I was doing then. But they tried to make it less slippery because I was supposed to run down this
Clary.
hill through mud, and they put plywood down. Then they had to put leaves to cover the plywood, and it was all just getting wet. So it was
Oh my God.
basically just slick. It was like a slip and slide down that hill.
I remember this now.
You remember this?
Yes.
And so I have to run toward I'm running toward the rock solid panda van. So I'm running down this hill,
Is there a
and
video
soon
of
I
it?
find that I'm not. There's a video somewhere. I find that I'm not running. I'm sliding, and then I hit the van.
He was like, and it was the second episode, so everyone's like,
He's like, oh. They didn't know.
this is before that we found out that this was like not
normal
uncommon.
thing.
Yes, it just happens with me. So, I tend to be a little clumsy, but that's all right. Accident prone, comic relief. What can I say? I try and lighten the mood.
And for you other guys, do you have any moments like that you carry with you?
I mean, with us, a lot of them were like, in the middle of the scene, we just start like, laughing nonstop. But I literally mean nonstop, that we have to take like a 30-minute break.
Yeah.
It's like we say
Yeah.
one word and then we just like start laughing.
Especially when it's like continuous shots where we have to like say a whole speech and it's just like focused on one person and then like 4 other people are just
Yeah, the
staring.
more,
Then
the more
you can
people
see
in
them.
the scene as well, the more people in
Yeah.
the scene, the harder it will be to
Yeah.
come back if we were to fall
If
apart.
it breaks.
Yeah.
It's just a domino effect.
Yeah.
But by the end, they're so good at bringing us back together.
We were
It's just
very good at
And they
that.
coach us into it, like, you guys, focus. Because off camera, we're laughing constantly also, so, and try to be really serious and bring the stakes and also, like, come on, everybody talks like this.
It's true. That's the thing. We all genuinely enjoy each other's company, so it makes it hard when one of us goes for all of us to bring it back
We've got to
together.
be like professional sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, right.
That balance always kind of finds its place. Like the heavier the show.
It does, yeah.
Oh, who said that recently? I forgot what I was listening to. But the heavier the show, the more you kind of laugh and have to smile and talk about things offset just because all the heavy stuff is happening and you need to balance it out.
Yeah, I think it's a human thing.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite thing to do during downtime in set?
Everybody's
Actually
like on their phones like this.
Yeah, eat.
We had this amazing crafty team. They were
Oh, yeah.
from
They were
Cuba
so good.
and
Yeah.
Dominican Republic.
They were
And
incredible.
they would
good.
just like be so nice to us. They
Mm-hmm.
would spoil us. They would like make us separate things on the side.
Every once in a while, they did be like, Alberto. And
Yeah.
they'd hand me like a plate of like amazing rice with like avocado.
Yeah, we were
Avocado, oh
really
my god,
well fed.
avocado, yeah. So I'm kind of happy that I'm not on set right now because I'm not eating everything. But yeah, it was so nice to have them and eating a lot.
It's hard to do other things. Like I found it very difficult to read or to do things that require a lot of
Focus.
a different type of focus, just because set is a bunch of moving parts. Millions of people always. It's just if you're not someone that can really put blinders on it, you tend to try to find something that allows you to look
Yeah.
up every once in a while.
And there's different phases of like interests that people bring to set during that period. I don't know, like if it's a scooter or
Oh, yeah.
like a cool new toy or gadget.
But we have 2 hours off, so we all go to Walmart and get Nerf guns.
Stuff like that.
Although some of my favorite days were those days where we had to reshoot a bunch of pieces or get a bunch of green screen inserts, and everybody's on set, but you're only working for little bits and pieces, so we all just sat outside by the trailers
Hung
and
out.
just
That's my favorite.
chill out for 12 hours.
When the weather
and
was
it's great.
nice, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather was really nice, and we were all soaking up
Yeah,
the
hanging
sunshine.
out with the trailer is
and
fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when it's just us, like
just spending time
come hang out in the
together.
trailer, put some music on.
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Towards the end, when we were like all lying down,
Yeah.
lying down, just hanging out, talking. That
I
was,
love that.
was a sentimental one.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about the work you guys have done, obviously these remaining episodes are so precious for fans now, and I think it was interesting during the panel that you said that not only is this going to be a season that delivers moments they've been waiting for, but it's also going to surprise them and kind of turn things on its head. I wondered if you could kind of elaborate more about the balance of that.
I think the most important thing, what people have seen in the finale that we had, there our mid-season finale that aired, Clary's presumed dead, maybe Alec is too. All of this has happened. We don't know what's happened with Lilith. We don't know what's going on with Jonathan. There's a lot of question marks. And there's a lot of things that are unresolved. And those things, some of them will get resolved, some of them will get worse before they get better. But it's, like Jade said earlier, a lot of things come full circle. A lot of questions that we've had for a long time, a lot of things that have kind of gotten quiet will come back up, things that people are interested in.
Because of the for lack of a better phrase, like the abrupt nature that we found out the show was no longer going to continue. The final 2 episodes that we got the gift of being able to shoot were described by our writers as like a love letter to the fans.
Yes.
Be like, we're listening, we do care about this world, and we're really happy that we got to put it up for the last 2 or 3 years. So yeah, we're gonna
You don't really
give
get
you a
that.
bunch of little Easter eggs.
You don't
We're
really
gonna-
get that very often, do you?
No, we
With
don't.
it.
That was such a gift.
True,
When they
yeah.
cancel a show, it's
I
just
mean,
like that's it.
Freeform couldn't have done it any other way. You know, they had to give the fans that. If
Yeah,
not,
absolutely.
It would have been like, you know, I don't think it would have been right. So I think, you know, the reason why we did the final 2 episodes is for the fans.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
They needed closure to what we had already shot.
And I think it gave us a little closure
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
to shoot things that happened, and then as book fans also to shoot things you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I would just.
What people don't talk about is when you're an actor on a show for like 3 seasons, and then it abruptly ends. You get what's called the post filming blues, and you don't really realize it until maybe 3 weeks, you know, after the show. You're like, oh, where's Alberto?
Yeah.
It still hits me every once in a while. Yeah.
You know,
Where's Jade?
Yeah.
Where's Kat?
well, shooting the finale, it gave me a chance to kind of realize that all of us have spent more time in these fake rooms and these fake sets that have been created than we have in any real space that we lived. And with all of these people that we've just been put in a room with, you know, we've spent more time in this imaginary world than we have in the real world, really, hour for hour. And it's a huge chunk of our lives, and we've put literal blood, sweat, and tears, all of us, into making this show. And I don't know, for me, it's an experience I'll carry with me the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You guys spoke at the panel.
We gotta end now, sorry.
We'll just take this as
Yeah, last question, is that okay?
Yeah, it's lovely. So you spoke about a deleted scene between Simon and Clary.
Yeah.
Are there any more deleted scenes that you wish had been included in the show that maybe you can speak about?
There was one I did with Javier Munoz, and it was a great scene where I explained how it was deleted, but it's not part of.
Can you? I don't know.
Well, we're not sure.
Maybe-
No, it didn't air. It was supposed to air. But anyways, we did a great scene where I basically, I think it already aired, like that segment. Anyway, so I put together like a piece of, since Isabelle is the weapons master.
Oh wait, are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, because that outfit aired. That outfit aired already what I was wearing during that scene. So
That's how you know.
So basically, since she's a weapons master, there was a sword that he fought with in a big battle, and she pieces it back together and gives it to him as a gift, so he can be our ally. So I think that was a great scene that got deleted.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Such a
Thank you.
pleasure.